In this video, I'm sewing the Coer D'Alene Coat using the free sewing pattern by Mood and taking you along with me. I'm super excited because this video is actually in collaboration with Mari from So Happy, who is completing the look with a pair of pants.
Hi sewing friends, I'm Mari from So Happy, where we sew full sewing tutorials start to finish for commercial patterns, indie patterns, and tons of free patterns. I'm excited to do this collaboration today with Divya of Recreateful to bring you 2 free mood patterns. On my channel, I'll be sewing the brocade cigarette pants start to finish, a lined pair of pants that goes beautifully with the tie front jacket that Divya is sewing today. So come on over to So Happy and sew that pair of pants to make a wonderful coordinate set. And while you're there, check out the hundreds of other sewing tutorials I have on the channel. I look forward to seeing you over at So Happy.
After downloading the pattern, I printed, assembled and cut it. For reference, I'm using a size extra small. Next, I'm just drawing the pattern, so I'm taking the corresponding seams and just checking whether or not they align and then cut the excess paper wherever necessary. With this pattern, it was particularly the sleeve that needed adjusting as it seemed way too large for the shoulder. I am working with very limited fabric here, so every inch of fabric I can save is a huge help for me. Next, I'm going to make some slight alterations to the pattern to better suit my style. I found that the jacket would end up way too long on me, so I decided to shorten the overall bodice by 10 centimeters. I simply folded my pattern to not lose the overall shape and then just reduced the length. I also found that the pockets would be a little too large, so I trimmed those down by about 3 centimeters. Another slight adjustment to the original pattern is that I decided to make the jacket in size extra small. However, the collar I actually wanted to be bigger, so I actually chose to cut the collar in a size large. I just made sure that the neckline corresponded to size extra small to match my jacket later on. Here's the fabric that I'm using for this project. It's a beautiful beige upholstery kind of fabric with lots of soft and fuzzy texture. I made sure to iron the fabric before cutting to make sure that my pieces are accurate. I then simply traced my patterns straight onto the fabric, making sure to cut it on the grain line. For the wadding, I'm using this very thick wadding and simply tore it apart into multiple layers as I didn't want the jacket to be so thick, and also I already had this wadding and didn't want to buy any more. So now I trace all of my patterns for the second time to cut them out of the wadding layer. And I am repeating this for a third time to cut all of my pattern pieces for the lining. Because I'm currently trying to work through my fabric stash and not constantly buy new fabric, I had to mix and match my lining fabrics and actually use some of my leftovers from my Gia jumpsuit for the sleeves. I could then finally start the assembly, for which I attached the shoulder seams and added the sleeves into that. Next, I can fold the lining in half and close the underarm and side seams. Of course, I'm going to do a quick try on at this stage just to make sure that the overall fit is what I want and that there is no other adjustments needed. I then got started on the assembly of the outer jacket, for which this temporary quilting clue is going to be a huge help. Starting with the pockets, I simply built my pocket sandwich by gluing the wadding to the outer fabric and then gluing the lining onto the wadding. All of these layers need to be wrong sides together. I then took my bias tape and fully encased all of the raw edges of these pockets with the bias binding. In case you haven't seen this before, bias binding is first attached to the outer side of the fabric, flipped over to the other side and then stitched down from there, leaving us with a beautifully finished edge. To finish the pockets, I also flipped the top edge over and stitched it down. Next, I moved on to the front pieces of the coat, loading them up with some glue and sticking the wadding to it. After that, I already went ahead and attached the pockets to both my front pieces by simply top stitching around the pocket edge. I was then ready to assemble the jacket in the same way I assembled the lining. At this stage, I should probably mention that I'm sewing this jacket quite differently to the Mood instructions. That is simply because I felt I wanted to skip some of the steps and not having to use a lot of bias binding just to finish off the insides of the jacket. I once again fold the jacket in half to close the underarm and side seams. Moving on to the collar. This is actually the most fun part yet, because I thought the collar would look so cute if it was made from faux fur. I'm taking this old pillowcase I've literally had since 2018 and traced my collar onto there, cutting it in very little snippets at a time to not make a huge mess by cutting all of the faux fur fibers. This pillowcase has been used and loved for many years, but I have added it to my fabric stash a while ago after A, no one wanted to buy it on Vinted, and B, I decided it would make a super cute fashion statement at some point, which I guess is now. Also, little side note and fun fact, I am not a big fan of Peter Pan collars, usually, so my thought process here was that I will probably only like it if it's made out of faux fur. I also cut the collar out of my outer jacket fabric and then sewed both collar pieces right sides together, leaving the neckline open. I'm making sure to push the faux fur fibers away from my seam so they would stick out from the collar and look nice and fluffy. At this stage, I also thought it could look so cute to make faux fur cuffs to match the collar. I tried it all on, but decided that the cuffs are a little too much and that the jacket shines much brighter without the cuffs. I then went ahead and stuffed the jacket with the lining, making sure not to twist the sleeves. To make attaching the bias binding easier, I'm just sewing all around the sleeve openings and the entire jacket, perfectly aligning the lining with the jacket. I then went ahead and added my bias binding to the entire outer edge of the jacket, excluding the neckline, including both sleeves. This does take quite a while, but it was genuinely so easy and so satisfying, and when you see the end result, you will bias bind everything and anything you are about to sew. Now let's play a little game while we wait. Guess how many meters of bias binding I bought, and guess how many are actually needed for this project. I bought 4 meters of bias binding, thinking that this will be plenty, and it turns out that I was about 15 centimeters short of what I would have needed. And you bet your tush that when I went back to buy more, the color I used was sold out, so I had to mix and match, which is just great. Whilst I was at the shop, I also got a zipper as I thought it would actually elevate the jacket, and I prefer a zipper to ties. I literally just pinned the zipper behind my bias tape and stitched it down using a zipper foot. It was really super simple. Now for the last few steps, I simply stitched the collar to the jacket and just giving it a quick check to see if I caught all of the fabric. And lastly, it was binding time again. I sewed the new bias tape all along the neckline, which was actually pretty tricky. What was even trickier was to then fold the bias binding over and stitch this fully down. There are so many layers of really thick fabric. It was quite tough, and that is also why it didn't come out that neat and great, but I'm still happy enough with the result as it is actually not very obvious or visible, especially when wearing the jacket. And here is how the jacket came out. I genuinely love this jacket. I'm so glad I gave this pattern a try, and I don't think it could have gone any better. I absolutely love the faux fur detail. I think it really makes the Peter Pan collar exciting, and I just find it complements the jacket really well. I also love that you can fit a zipper to this jacket. To me, that just makes it a lot more wearable and also functional. The pockets can fit quite a few things, so I'm also really happy with those, and overall I'm very happy. I appreciate I have made quite a few adjustments to this pattern, but it just goes to show that a pattern is only ever a starting point, and from there you can really turn it into something that reflects you and your personality best. Let me know what you think of this and chat with me in the comments if you'd like. And other than that, thank you so much for watching.